Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today, we're going to be talking about Demon Slayer Season 2, Episode 7. Unfortunately, we only have 4 episodes left, so it's starting to finally get good, and there's not a whole lot of content left, which sucks. It really does suck, because it's just nice to see Demon Slayer back. You know, the first couple of episodes were kind of meh. You know, we were getting into it. Nobody really cared. And now that we're finally getting into the fighting, everybody's loving it again. And it's going to be gone for like a minimum of 6 months by the time we're all said and done. But let's just get into the episode with that being said. So we start off with Nezuko being super OP, just wrecking the crap out of Daki, like kicking her, smacking her all over the face, blasting her through buildings. We actually get to a point where Daki finally gets the upper hand and cuts off Nezuko's head. You know, Tanjiro is passed out at this point in time. His little brother is kind of in his mind saying, you know, quick, get up, you need to go help Nezuko. And the second he says that, she gets her head cut off. And everybody, and I'm sitting there like, did Nezuko just die? And then you see the blood coagulation, where all of her limbs that were cut off, her blood is flowing to them. So she, while yes, her head is severed, because the blood is still connected, she is not dead, and she is good to go. So she actually pulls all of her limbs back together, and in the process, some of this blood spills on Daki. And we learn that her demon blood art is to produce demon burning flames. And it looks really cool sequence. And this is just burning the crap out of Daki. And we get a flashback of her past. So maybe she got lit on fire at one point in time. I'm not really sure what happened there. But she, you know, basically it looked like she was like kind of like reaching out for help. Her arm was sticking out and she was looking at a couple of people and they were walking away from her. But we don't really know the full story behind that yet. I'm sure we'll get more of the this demon's backstory within the next 4 episodes or so. And the thing with her demon blood art is that it doesn't hurt humans. Daki mentioned that it is a demon blood art that can only hurt other demons, and it makes it harder for them to regenerate. So Nezuko could be an extremely good helping hand in the foreseeable future. However, because of this power boost, when she interacts with other humans and smells their blood, her bloodlust, unfortunately, kicks in. And Tanjiro actually had to stop her from attacking humans. This is like one of the few times where she's been a demon that she's actually gone after humans, minus the first time she went after Tanjiro. So he went after her, you know, put his sword in his mouth like the muzzle, because she broke the bamboo muzzle that she had initially, and he's trying to hold her down, and then Daki, unfortunately, comes out of the woodworks, and she was like, I'm going to kill both of you. You are both extremely annoying. I don't want to deal with this. I'm going to kill both of you. And Tanjiro's like, I cannot let Nezuko go because, you know, right now Nezuko is not concerned with other human life. She was about to eat those people, and she would clearly go and attack Daki and not care about the people around her at this point in time because she's in berserk mode. Nothing is getting through. Nothing is getting through. And then here comes frickin' Tenzin, Mr. Uzai, jumping out, and he immediately cuts through Daki's head. She's, you know, she's burnt up, she's beat up, she's worn down, immediately cuts through her head, and he tells Tanjiro, you know, we're not done here yet. Get her under control, get these people out of the way. And he says, sing her a lullaby or something. And she's flailing, and then he remembers a lullaby that his mother sang to them during their childhood. And while he's not really singing it because he's struggling pretty hard just to keep her under control at this point, she even, you know, like headbutts him, smashes his nose in, hurts him a bit. He starts, you know, repeating it. And then Nezuko gets a flashback of being a little girl with her mother singing it, and she starts crying, like uncontrollably crying. It gets her back under control. She falls asleep, shrinks back into a little child, and Nezuko is, you know, she's good. at this point, she's good. Meanwhile, while that is happening, Daki is crying like a freaking 4-year-old. Her head is chopped off. However, she doesn't die. And we're just sitting there like, wait a minute. When demons get their heads chopped off, they die, correct? But no. No. See, Daki did not die. And Uzai actually mentions, he's like, how are you not dead? You know, there's no way you're an upper 6. That was way too easy to cut your head off. And she was like, I'm upper rank 6. I'm going to get more powerful. I'm going to get stronger. Crying, having a temper tantrum, and he's looking at her like with a cartoon look that I used in the thumbnail, like, what the heck are you talking about? You know, that was like way easier than it should have been. And then we learn that she has a brother that is inside her body, and they are both upper rank 6. And the brother is a lot stronger than Daki by herself. So he comes out, and he is this tall, you know, almost starving looking man, with skin condition issues all over. I think that's why he hides all the time, because he was like, oh, don't cry, you know, you can't even put your head back on yourself, you need to heal yourself of these wounds so we can have your pretty face, you know, you're kind of an airhead. You know, it was kind of like a cute little brother-sister moment, and you almost feel bad, you know, you actually kind of feel bad for her, you know, a little bit, and then you realize, you know, oh, she's killed like probably thousands of people over the years, so yeah, don't feel too bad. But you do get a little bit of that emotional connection in there as well. And he's like brushing her tears away, things along those lines. And Uzai thinks they are both distracted. So he uses the opportunity to try to cut off this new dude's head. And immediately, super fast, super powerful, you know, looking like a Kuza, the upper rank 3 that we've seen before in terms of power and speed. And he actually manages to slice, almost kill Uzai. He's able to block it, but he does get some damage across his forehead. And he's bleeding, you know, there's a little bit of blood dripping down into his eye. And learn that this is her brother. He stays in her body. They are together. So they are kind of, somehow they are connected, literally physically, because he was inside of her body at this point in time. So now it's going to be a 2 against 1 battle. And he thinks, and Uzai is wondering, how do I kill this thing? You know, if I chop the head off of the brother, is the sister also going to die? You know, is the brother the main body? Do I have to chop both of their heads off at the same time to kill them? What needs to be done here? Because he initially didn't believe that Daki was an upper rank 6, but clearly she is, because when she gets her head chopped off, she's still living. I mean, we've seen it with the lower rank 1, that he does have the ability to move his neck. You know, his weak point. They do have the ability to do that, so I mean, it's a possibility it's somewhere else, but we don't know. You know, that's going to be an interesting dilemma at that point in time. And then after a little while, of course, you got to have Zenitsu and Inosuke finally show up, and Tanjiro is just like, yo, go help Tengen right now, go help Uzai. I need to go put Nezuko back in her box. Just want to make sure she's out of the way, she's protected, because now that she is, you know, weak and down for the count, at this point in time, you know, she kind of went through all of her energy doing what she just did. She is a target, because they still want to kill Nezuko. He was like, oh, you have to kill, there's more of them, you know, there's not just one, there's not just the Harashira. I want you to kill every single one of them. And he was just like, oh, you've done this to my sister, now I'm going to do it to you. So it's definitely, you know, like that, if you have a sibling, you know exactly how this feels. Where it's like, you get to pick on your sibling, but if anybody else does, there's going to be hell to pay. And that's kind of the feeling I got. And it's also interesting, her brother, whose name I am forgetting, I believe he did mention his name in the episode. I think it was like Gukaku or something along those lines, probably butchering it. We'll get it for next episode, don't worry. He is actually extremely jealous of Tengen. He was like, oh, look at you, you're so attractive, you don't have a scar on your entire body, you know, you're definitely over 6 foot, I bet you you're great with the ladies. And then Tengen, instead of just shutting his mouth, he was like, yeah, I'm super flashy, I have 3 wives. And then he was like, oh, that's not fair, that's not fair. I was like, yeah, you know, way to piss the demon off more, maybe don't do that. His blood art that we've only seen a little bit is he controls like these flesh looking scythes. He actually even mentioned that he was like, my skin's bad. No matter how much I eat, I can't gain weight. I basically look like he looks like a frigging human skeleton. It's kind of terrifying. The only other time we've actually seen a demon that doesn't look full human is kind of back to the spider demon, the dad, where his face was like literally a spider. I feel like most demons that we see have very human-like qualities, obviously minus their eyes and minus their teeth and hair color too. We'll add that. Sometimes skin color, a lot of them do appear as white. Daki, once she goes full power, she's white. That lower rank 6 we had in the first season, his skin was all white as well. And it's just kind of crazy. Because you don't see a lot of, maybe the more blood you get, the more demonic looking you get, but I guess that wouldn't really classify it for the father, the spider father. But demons come in all shapes and sizes, so there's no real logic behind that. But this is where the real battle begins. We thought we were in it, but no, now we're in it. So now it's going to be, probably Tanjiro might be done. In all honesty, I feel like he has used up a lot of his power just against Daki, and I feel like at this point he might be done for the day. I'm not really sure. So it's gonna be 3 against 2, but it's an upper rank and there's 2 of them. So be prepared. I'm gonna give this bad boy an 8 out of 10. This was definitely a great episode. A lot of things not expected. A lot of crying for good and bad reasons. You got that little bit of a comedic factor in there as well. It was really cool to see and get an explanation of Nezuko's demon abilities. That was really neat. Next episode is just going to be an all-out brawl. I really don't think Tanjiro is going to be in it. Maybe he might show up at some point in time. He's got to have a little recovery time. I mean, he's slashed up, he's cut up. He's been using his sun breathing, I believe it is, for the most part, for a while. So that's, been kicking him in the butt quite a bit. But Inosuke, he's full power. Zenitsu, he's still asleep. So Zenitsu, I feel like, is going to be very useful, that he's currently knocked out. As long as he doesn't wake up, there shouldn't be an issue there. It's going to be hilarious watching him fight still dressed as a woman. That'll be entertaining. But I think what's going to happen is Tengen is probably going to put both of them against Daki, and he is probably going to take on the brother by himself. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how the teamwork's going to play, but expect a lot of teamwork. Who knows what's going to happen. I hope we don't have somebody die, minus the demon, but the demon's going to have to die in the process. But that threw me off pretty good when I was like, wait, there's a second one? There's a second one? Like that's kind of crazy that somehow they're connected and they are both considered the upper rank 6. So we'll leave it there. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, comment down below what you want to see for future anime, cartoon-related videos. Couple weeks, got about 4 weeks here. Gonna need another show. Got a little bit, still got a little bit of time with Yashahime. I think that's about 9 weeks at this point in time. We're on episode 15. That's gonna get 24 episodes. This is only getting 11. So 4 weeks, I'm gonna need another show, or we're gonna be throwing some memes at you, some more memes. Right now, schedule-wise, you got Yashahime on Saturday, Demon Slayer on Sunday, and then Thursday I usually throw up some sort of meme or funny video, whatever my mind can create, short little thing. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.